Have you ever looked at someone and loved their clothes? You really love their look, but if you try to put those clothes on, if you try on that look, you don't look as good. It's not anything to do with, there being anything wrong with you. It's just that it doesn't fit you. It doesn't fit your style, the way you live and move, and the colors are all wrong, but you still like that look on other people. Well, it can be the same when it comes to planners, bullet journals. I look at someone's video and their spreads, and I think, that's what I want. I want to have a word of the year. I want to have a cover page that is really minimalistic. I want my weeklies to look clean. I want trackers in the form of flowers. I want stickers. And then I try it and it doesn't fit me. So why am I saying this over this video? Well, maybe you saw, maybe you didn't, but before I started painting the pockets black, there were a few words underneath, mind is matter, and every breath is a new arrival, and a few other things. Well, those weren't my words for the year. Those were words and phrases that I thought of during January. And I put them there in pencil because I wasn't sure, am I going to put this as my theme for the year or what, I probably won't. I probably will put them somewhere in the book where they fit. But my point is, I'm rambling towards a point, okay? My point is that for some of us, the act of planning and creating an image of what's going to happen before it happens is a little bit problematic. And I like to call us NEI users, if you're familiar with the MBTI. NE stands for extroverted intuition, which means if you're a user of this function, you like exploring, you like trying out new things, you like changing your mind, which doesn't fit at all with making plans and saying, oh, this year is going to be all about clarity, which was my word for 2019. I have never had as little clarity as in 2019. So it just doesn't work for me. If I say to myself, this is what I'm going to do, another part of me tells me to fuck off. So what to do? Because I still have to plan things. I still want my planner to be pretty. I want these spreads. And another aspect of this problem, where I want my planner to look like other people's, is that on pages where I plan, where I have my lists, I can't have any embellishments. I just can't, because my eye is drawn to the embellishments and I don't look at the task lists. So I get really distracted and stressed out, and I can't seem to focus on what I have to do. So my lists have to be really boring. There has to be a heading in capital letters, and then a list that is color-coded, blah, 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 blah. But all the pages that don't have task lists on them, that aren't monthlies or weeklies, they can be colorful and just an explosion of NEI, as I like to call it. NEI as in any extroverted intuition. So what I'm doing here in this video, what I'm painting and cutting at the moment is an embellishment after the fact. You know, when I set up my planner, I don't do all the embellishments. I don't paint the first page before I start using it. No, because the urge to explore what I want to paint there, or indeed if I want to leave it blank, comes as I'm using the book. I can't plan for what I want tomorrow. I have to react to what I want today. I don't know if that's at all clear. Perhaps other NEI users can understand me. But the point is, I can't set up a journal where I put the word of the year and this is what's going to happen, and then I have beautiful stickers and stuff. No, I have to start using it in a very boring, pristine, structured way. And then once I've started bonding with the book, and sort of bonding with the year or the month or whatever, with January, with 2021, I start feeling, I'd like a fox cat demon here. Okay, I want red and black, I want gold, and I want this creature to look sort of languid and maybe a little bit sexy, and then I can paint it, after I've been using the book for a month. So what I'm saying is that's okay. If you are a person who likes, on the one hand, to have very structured task lists with no distractions, but on the other hand, you are artistic and you do want your journal to be, or your planner to be, something to look at, something that you're proud of, something that makes you happy with all its colors, or if you want it all black, whatever. I'm saying it's possible to combine these two things. You have pages with just lists, and then you have pages like this, full of color and just whatever you want. And actually, when I started painting these pockets in black and putting red as a background, I thought I was going to paint a vampire because I thought, and perhaps make some kind of pattern on the black to make it look like a coffin. That would have been cool maybe some other time, maybe in the next book. But when I started drawing, I just followed my pencil. So I don't plan ahead when I draw or paint either. I just explore and discover what happens when I put pen to paper. And so another point is that you can admire other people's spreads, people who are more structured than you, or those people who just who make watercolors. Because I think there are watercolor planners and oil painting planners. There are watercolor people and oil painting people. That's one of the things that was underneath, a phrase that was underneath the black, actually, that life is an oil painting, not a watercolor. And this is not true perhaps for everybody, but for me it is. And I've been mulling on this phrase the whole of the past autumn, because it's only now, after dabbling in bullet journaling and planner stuff for several years, that I'm finally coming to understand how I function, and that I can't, that nothing is finished until I've completely destroyed it and remade it. So where on pages where I put my lists, I use them, I follow them, they're boring and all that. But then when I'm done with a page, I paint over it and make something beautiful out of it, because I have no interest in looking back on lists. I want to look at my own artwork. And it took me so long to understand that when I look through my old planners and bullet journals, I just sort of skip over the pages where there's just text, because it doesn't interest me. Well, I can keep the calendar just to, you know, be able to check that, oh, we went to this thing and that's where when I did this work related thing. But pages and pages of task lists that are filled in and habit trackers, it just doesn't, I don't look at them. So that's old news. And I can still, I mean, that's fantastic, because then I have an art journal that I don't have to feel bad about, you know, the pristine page that you're afraid to start painting on because you're going to ruin it. Well, it's already ruined because it's filled with text. But that means that you already have sort of a background. So if you paint over it with light colors, you can see the text and you can use that in a collage or something. So it really, I've found an avenue of planning and art journaling that I haven't seen anyone else do, and I have been looking. So I mean, if I find someone else who does this exact thing, I will follow them and I will devour their videos, because I want inspiration for this kind of journaling too. I mean, I look at the pristine, structured watercolor stuff because I love it, but it doesn't, I can't do what they do, because it's just, I don't have the ability. It ends up looking, well, it can end up looking fine, you know, but then as soon as I start jotting down my thoughts on the go, brainstorming, it just ruins the whole thing. So that's part of it too. You know, I can't use a planner that's too pretty, because my pen has to follow my thoughts. I can't rein myself in because the page is too pretty. So I need to be able to use my book like trash and just scribble wildly and then paint over it, you know, regain my calm, embellish, make everything pretty again. So it's just win, 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 win with this method.